Shirley Winter, live, local, topical, and relevant. Wesley Hunt, my good friend Wesley Hunt. I first met Congressman Wesley Hunt at a barbershop event that was done here during the 2024. 2024 election. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. During the 2024 election, I moderated a barbershop event with Wesley Hunt, Congressman Wesley Hunt, Congressman Byron Donalds, Ben Carson, a number of other prominent African American conservative men. And I moderated that conversation, picked up by CNN, picked up by Fox News. I'm going to leave that alone. I almost went there, but I left it alone. But it was picked up by everybody, and I'm doing air quotes. Anyway, Wesley Hunt's a good dude. And so there's been speculation that Wesley Hunt is going to run for Senate, right? He's been tossing around. He's raised a bunch of money. He has a political action committee, a PAC. They raised a bunch of money. They started spending money statewide. That's usually an indication that you're going to run statewide. So he jumped into the race this morning. He announced he's going to be running for U.S. Senate in Texas. Now, up until this point, this is kind of just a regular thing, right? At this point, you would say, oh, well, he's just another guy running for Senate in Texas, for the Senate in Texas. But Ken Paxton, the Attorney General, and John Cornyn, the sitting incumbent senator, he's running for check this out. This dude is running for a fifth 6-year term. 30 years this guy's been in the Senate. 30 years. And this is what's crazy to me. Right? This is really what's crazy to me, honest to God, right? This is why we can't, like, people scream, we need term limits, we need term limits. Like, MAGA will scream that, the left will scream that, people will scream this all the time, we need term limits, we need term limits. But when it comes time to vote, they will vote for the guy that's been there for 5 years, going on his fifth 6-year Senate term. 30 years. But at the same time, they will tell pollsters, we want term limits, these guys need to have term limits. But you will continuously vote for the incumbents, even a guy that's been there 30 years. Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. And it's the same for Democrats, Republicans. It's the same all over. So John Cornyn is the incumbent. Ken Paxton's running against him, and it was bloody, ladies and gentlemen. Ken Paxton's and some wife marital issues, all kinds of nasty stuff. They're going at each other, and Wesley Hunt's just sitting on the sidelines. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I might run. Let me go around, travel the state, talk to people, get my numbers up, if you will, get my followers up, say all the right things, listening tour, as they say. And then he announced today he's getting in a race. So now you have Paxton, who's the AG, right, the Attorney General, who's kind of, he's got his issues, right? Cornyn, 30-year incumbent, he's got his issues. Then you got the new guy. Fresh-faced, two-term congressman, popular congressman, Trump-supporting congressman, went around the country supporting Donald Trump. No question about his Republican bona fides, right? None whatsoever. He's a Trumper. Can't get it twisted. He's not a never-Trumper. He's not a moderate. He's a Trumper. So he now steps into the race. So you have the AG, Ken Paxton, his votes are the anti-Cornyn votes, right? So you have two guys. You have Cornyn, the incumbent, against the AG, who won statewide as an attorney general. But he's got problems. He's not a perfect candidate. He's got some issues. Boy, oh boy, does he have issues. And so anybody that was going to vote for Paxton just doesn't like Cornyn. Anybody that voted for Cornyn may not had their choice yet. So now, Wesley is snatching up the pro-Cornyn votes. He's going to snag some of the I don't really like this guy Paxton votes as well because he's a Trumper. He's best poised to step into that race and snatch a bunch of votes. Now, the Republicans that will tell you that he has no shot, they're on a team. Understand this. Listen to me how this works. I'm not on a team. I reap no benefits from liking Wesley Hunt or not liking Wesley Hunt. I reap no benefits from liking Ken Paxton or not liking Ken Paxton. I reap no benefits from liking or disliking John Cornyn. I'm just telling you what I'm looking at. Wesley Hunt is now got to be viewed as the front runner by anybody honestly telling you about this race. Now, if they have favorites and they don't want to tell you they're their favorites and they just want to say, oh, I know this person, I like this person, whatever. But if they're looking at this race honestly, there are two votes. There's the Cornyn vote and the anti-Cornyn vote. But the anti-Cornyn vote, the pro-Cornyn vote right now can be taken up by Wesley Hunt. Paxton will get his votes. Cornyn is in danger of a Wesley Hunt campaign now, and I'm here for it. Why? Because I've always been for term limits. There's no reason a guy should stay in the Senate for 30-plus years. None whatsoever. So you run, Wesley Hunt. You run. You run fast, you run hard. And you keep telling that story. Now let's see and let the chips fall where they may. But let me say this to everybody that tries to do this every single time. Wesley Hunt is not a Herschel Walker candidacy at all. At all. He's actually more qualified to be a senator in Texas, and I'm not shading on Senator Warnock, than Senator Warnock is to be a senator here in Georgia. Because Senator Warnock was just a pastor before. At least Wesley has electoral experience. But this is going to be a fascinating, fascinating race. And I hope Wesley wipes the floor with all of them. Because Ted Cruz is also talking about he's going to run for president. That's going to open up the other Senate seat. It's all very fascinating stuff. All very interesting stuff. But let me tell you, what you're going to hear on over the next couple of weeks and coming days, you're going to hear the national folks talk about Wesley Hunt doesn't have a chance. They're going to try and belittle his candidacy, not because of any other reason except for they like either the incumbent or the guy that's been running in Paxton. They don't really know Wesley Hunt. They never really took Wesley Hunt seriously. And if you remember, a lot of these people at the top of the ticket, the top of the stuff like that, they're not really Trumpers anyway. So they don't really like pro-Trumpers, especially the African-American ones. But they're going to be coming after Wesley Hunt, and we need to protect Wesley Hunt. I like Wesley Hunt for Senate. I really, really, really do. I think he's a quality candidate. 448-720-750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Roe in Stockbridge.